On this episode of the Unnamed Political Podcast, we'll be discussing Donald Trump's vice presidential pick.
Hello and welcome back at long last to the Unnamed Political Podcast. We hope you enjoyed our new introduction, which we're working on, and we're pleased to welcome you to the final episode of the first season, I guess, of the Unnamed Political Podcast.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I have a bit of a sore throat. But, I just lost my voice, actually. But we're going to be finishing up this kind of season. We're starting with a new intro. We're going to come back with possibly a microphone hooked up that actually works.
Maybe.
Things of that nature. Yeah. Possibly a new set, maybe a new camera, but the new intro is the start of something new.
And they call this the season finale if you must.
Yes.
Yeah.
I will be gone for a little while, so we're going to try to film a couple of episodes right here and see if we can upload them while I'm gone. So we can maintain a regularly scheduled programming system. Alright, let's get right into it, I guess.
I'll lead us away. Alright, so this is kind of breaking. I mean, officially Donald Trump will be making his announcement tomorrow about, who his vice president's going to be, but it's kind of been leaked by multiple sources that Indiana Governor Mike Pence was his VP.
It's very, very likely.
Very likely.
He has previously stated that he will run for re-election, and the day before Trump announces his vice presidential nominee, he cancels his race for re-election.
Right.
So I don't really see a reason why, unless he's going to be accepting a new job, a new race for another job.
Yeah, because people would say, Newt Gingrich quit his job because at Fox News because he's a political contributor, but he's gone now. But I'm pretty sure he's going to come crawling back as soon as this, vice presidential debate is over. But Mike Pence is a solid pick. I didn't expect it. I thought Newt Gingrich was going to be it.
I thought it would have been Michael Flynn, to be honest.
Yeah, he would have been a good pick. I like both of them, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Mike Pence came as a surprise. I thought it was going to be Newt Gingrich because, in this one video, they had a live video where they were talking, and then he said, "We are going to make America great again." Him and Newt Gingrich, right?
Yeah. And
he's like, "We're going to bring jobs back." And I was like, "Whoa, could he be vice president?"
I thought that was very likely. I thought Michael Flynn, he recently had published a couple of articles that I had read. I think it was even the Wall Street Journal and maybe the Federalist, where he was talking about kind of the war on terror and Obama's ineffective policies. And I was like, okay, he's getting back in there. Is this a sign that he's trying to get his name out there before the race really kicks off, in the more kind of public sphere? But it seems very likely it's going to be the Indiana governor. Do you think that he will be a benefit or a detriment to the Donald?
I think he's a good uniter. I think what he's really getting out of it is he's going to be a big yes man like Chris Christie. He's going to be like, yes, Mr. Trump, I'll do this, and yes, Mr. Trump, I'll do that. Because that's what Chris Christie did, remember?
I don't think, because I think Trump would have picked him because I think if Trump wanted a yes man, he would have just gone with Christie, though.
Exactly, but because you said, remember, back when he was doing the speech with Chris Christie, he's like, go on plane, go home, right?
Yeah.
And with Newt Gingrich, I thought he'd be a good pick because they can balance each other out, and Newt Gingrich would also be the guy to not, be afraid to say no to Trump,
I thought it was good, but I also do have to think, Trump, while we both do not think he's a particularly smart person, I feel like Trump still has probably talked to Nate, and Nate has probably said, Mr. Trump, you're not very liked, you need a nominee, you need a vice presidential nominee who is liked.
Right.
So I wouldn't have thought Newt Gingrich, because Newt Gingrich is pretty much completely hated across by every liberal hates him, and even some conservatives dislike him. Mm-hmm. I thought Michael Flynn might have been good because he is a Democrat currently, but he probably would have switched. But that had some potential. He's a veteran,
right?
And that's one of Trump's biggest criticisms is lack of foreign policy experience and lack of kind of political experience also. But by getting Michael Flynn, he could have brought on somebody else who doesn't have a ton of political experience,
right?
But who has experience fighting the Islamic State, or not the Islamic State, but who's participated in the wars in the Middle East, and has just been in the military for, I believe, over 30 years. He deployed to Grenada in the 80s, a lot of those operations. So kind of part of his political revolution.
Right. I think if Donald Trump chose Michael Flynn, his main problem would have been, because I think his campaign managers and aides were trying to get him someone who was kind of inside Washington. And I mean, he's a governor, Mike Pence, but he's, in kind of the political establishment, so he was a solid pick. Michael Flynn, who's kind of an outsider, that would have been thrown in as the same, category as Trump, even though, Michael Flynn's very knowledgeable in areas that Trump isn't, so it'd be kind of like a compliment to each other.
But the only thing, though, I'm nervous about, I think liberals are really going to hammer him, because pretty much the only thing that the public knows from Michael Pence is the religious freedom law in Indiana that really pissed off a lot of people a couple of months back. When it was in effect, we had, even our own state had, Connecticut had basically an embargo on Indiana for a while.
Yeah, I mean, he had like a 48% approval rating back when he was governor, and when he still is governor. So he's not the best, but I mean, Chris Christie, I think, would be considered more unpopular if they chose him.
Christie would be terrible.
The bridge scandal.
I think Carson would have been a decent nominee, but he is...
No.
Well, I think the only thing is, so the left is really, despite the fact that, for the most part, the left's kind of ideology is if you're of a minority, you can do no wrong unless you're conservative, and they really hammered Ben Carson for being tired, I guess, and so that could have hurt him. And also, he does seem he's a little too nice, so to speak.
Yeah, he's a little. Well, I think when Donald Trump says, Jeb Bush and all those guys are a little low energy, I think.
Carson's also very low energy.
You want someone who's kind of strong and bold and is firm and is willing to stand up and say no, like a fighter.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't think he's the best, but he's definitely not the worst.
Yeah, he's right in the middle. I like him.
Okay. So, all right, we're keeping these episodes brief.
They're short.
Quick. We're moving on to our next topic. I'm Clark Walburger.
I'm Jack Horvath.
See you next time.
Adios.